Shadow Machamp is a very underrated Pokemon, so here I am with a team just for you for Open Master League with a team around this Pokemon. So we're gonna have Giratina Origin up in front, while at the back the safe switch is gonna be the Gyarados on its normal form, since Machamp will be the only Shadow Pokemon that we're gonna use. The King of the Shadows though, the Giratina, is gonna go pretty rough against our opponents, and right now this ominous win will be more than enough to finish off the Zacian. So we're having an arguably good moveset on our Machamp, and I'm saying this because we're gonna carry the move Close Combat over Cross Chop, and trust me when I say this, Close Combat is gonna provide so much pressure on the enemy, especially on the neutral matchups, and against steel types you can always have the possibility to one-shot them down. However, against this Dialga we cannot throw yet, but we can survive with 1 HP in order to bring them to no shields right here, but they managed to pass through that final Psycho Cut, and it doesn't matter at all since we got the Gyarados, and even though Machamp goes down, Gyarados can absolutely finish off the job with 2 shields here. Into the next one now with a Mewtwo up on the lead. So about Mewtwo on the Open Master League format, double Side Strike is always the way, so I'm expecting a Side Strike to be striking back to me. Is that a word? I think so. Now it is, if it wasn't before. So now we're gonna block and we will try to go ahead and completely farm down this poor Mewtwo. So getting here now to the Shadow Ball will be a wise choice, but first I want to bank this energy for the end game, because staying in with the Mewtwo might be an indication to me that they are weak at the back for my Giratina. So now we'll go with the crunch and able to land the debuff while also we got that shield. I will try to go here for another move, this time the Aqua Tail though, but it worked, so we're gonna take 2 shields out of them. Shadow Machamp now can go in, so it all depends on what they have at the back. Able to completely farm down, and at the back of course is gonna be the Giratina of their own. So we're having now their Rock Slides, which are just gonna do a lot of damage on that Giratina, but Shadow Ball is gonna do even more, and of course the Dialga will follow the same fate here, and we're gonna grab this amazing victory. Keeping the Machamp hidden till the very end game might be just the trick for you in order to rise in Go Battle League and using this team effectively. So right here we can try and catch the Iron Head, which is resisted on the Gyarados. Pretty tough play by my part I believe, but we absolutely executed the plan, and now we're having not only the advantage here with the shield advantage, but also we can go in with that remaining energy from our Giratina and rely on our Machamp for the closing part of this battle. Able to completely farm down after we land that Shadow Ball, which is crazy if you ask me, and now the Dialga will have to do all the remaining work. As it seems they want to stay in, so perhaps they have at the back another steel type Pokemon. So what is it gonna be? And it is trainers, the Hitran. So are they gonna expect the Close Combat? No, they are not. 1 shot down on the Hitran. We're looking super good, and now we're gonna move forward into the next one. If we head back there something like a Cross Chop, perhaps we would lose the entire match, but with Close Combat you can secure that 1 shot down. Able to catch my Shadow Ball into the Ursaluna. Crazy catch here by my opponent, but still we can go in with the Machamp. Hopefully though we can farm down, sadly we cannot, and we're just gonna reach to the Close Combat over here to destroy them down before we spend the shield on this Machamp, or before they farm us down anyways. I do not like my odds at all. Zacian now goes in, and of course we go down to the first fast attack. Now we can return to the battle with the Giratina, however the play rough is imminent and we're gonna take so much damage. Do they have quick attack? I think so. So yeah, Shadow Ball is gonna be my main way to go here, and we have to rely on our Gyarados for the end game. Another play rough, which is pretty big. At this point they have at the back the Yveltal, which is crazy. This is a Pokemon that I have the excels to build up. I went all in with the raids for this Pokemon, but to be honest I do not have a very good IV one. So yeah, I'm struggling with powering up this Pokemon, and yeah, it's a bummer. I have already spent about 3 or 4 lucky traits for this one, and also through lucky traits I'm not lucky at all. So yeah, Yveltal is a no-go for me yet, but if I had one I would definitely use it for the Open Master League format. Dark Pulse here will finish us off, however we have so much energy and we can pray to get that boost here, because we know that Zacian has some of that energy to unleash. So here it is, trainers, the close combat, we cannot survive, and that is a bummer. So that was a pretty close loss. Well played to my opponent with a close combat here, and right now we're gonna focus into the next one. We lost even though we got the boost, so yeah, our opponent was pretty rough here, and well played to them once again. We're having now the Dragonite against the Gyarados matchup, two Dragon Breathers going up against each other. You know this battle with the Metagross as well, the love triangle over there at the Premier Classic format of Master League, but it doesn't matter, still we can go down, but we can pressure a lot with our shield advantage here, since we know that they are gonna be on a weird spot. We're just gonna go in with that Shadow Machamp in order to farm down some crucial energy. At the back they are gonna have the Metagross, and all of a sudden we have Wincon, because close combat here is gonna do a lot of damage, and now Groudon comes into the battle. Shadow Ball here is gonna do tremendous amount of damage. They cannot risk it for the biscuit, so they're gonna go for the early move, and then it hit me. This has to be a Fire Punch which we can survive and still reach to the next Shadow Ball. If we can play this right, if we block twice against this Groudon, we can absolutely farm down and then get out of here with a close combat ready to go. I'm pretty sure that Metagross doesn't have quite what it needs to reach or even be close to that Meteor Mass, so we can definitely outspeed here, and of course we're just gonna go to town with that final close combat against this trainer. Into the next one now with the Giratina facing the Kaio, and Kaio in rain. So yeah, talk about timing. We're having now the Tyranitar going in and absolutely getting erased down by our counters. Look at how much pressure we can do with our Machamp here, and I'm pretty comfortable landing those double close combats. However, after that first debuff, we cannot reach to the second, which was crazy. I was totally expecting us to reach to another one, but perhaps that was a very close call. Anyways, able to go in now with our Giratina, and at the back they have a Togekiss. So good news about my Machamp having the upper hand here. So if you're wondering how we won this, well, it's mainly because of team alignment, and we got the upper hand with that Tyranitar getting paired with our Machamp, which was kinda bad for them. But to be honest, they're running a very unsafe team, and with that in mind now, Gyarados is gonna go to town with those Aqua Tails, even though they can resist so much our Dragon Breaths. This seems like to be an ancient power on the CMP, so I'm just gonna block because I know I can finish off the work with my Dragon Breaths, and with that in mind we're gonna take this victory once again. Into the final one now with the Excadrill up on the lead. Not the best lead, but still not the worst. This Pokemon is kinda glassy, so we can play around it with our Shadow Balls. The real run now is gonna deal a nice amount of damage to our Giratina, but as it seems we can still survive another one, so I would not be that much worried. Since we landed that big Shadow Ball, they survived with 1 HP, and I wanted to snipe down with my Dragon Breaths, and it absolutely worked before they reached to another move. So now we're gonna force the Yveltal out, and we're having so much energy to spare. Good news about Gyarados is that it can work super well against most neutral matchups. At the back they have a Metagross, and look at that, we're having those crunches able to destroy them down. However, they know that we're getting super close to another one. Now my Giratina will go in, and all I have to do is to pressure for that shield scenario, since I know that my Machamp will be on a very good spot at the end game, even against a flyer like Yveltal, because we'll deal neutral damage overall. Down goes the Metagross, they back out, and that is gonna wrap things up for today's video. Thank you for watching, trainers. I hope you enjoyed my Shadow Machamp video, and with that in mind, feel free to like the video before you go, and please subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, because this will help our community over here expand even more. And if you're wondering how can I watch more of your content, Ganeto, well, one of those two videos might be just for you, so I will see you into that next video that you might click on.